Well, hey guys, I get to bring another one to you today. We're going to go over this one in depth. I'm pretty excited about it. Initial first thoughts, dang, this thing is cool. What is it? It's the new out on a limb Shakar one stick. Solid billet aluminum, as you guys know how Matt makes his Shakars. Basically everything is fixed on it, no swivel points, nothing, no fiddle factor, nothing like that. And topped off with his brand new Monarch design, Monarch platform. All in one design. Really super cool, guys. So we're going to put it through its paces. We're going to climb with it. I'm going to do it. Make sure that it holds tight. Matt has brought a brand new concept to the industry. I believe this thing is called a sail cleat, but it basically acts as a cam cleat. And as you guys know, that the three pillars of one sticking, you got to have. You got to have a movable aider, or not a movable aider, but an aider, if you will. Matt provides those. You can order them to spec on his website. Here's a cleat, and then you got to rappel that out of the tree. So we'll do that as well. But first thoughts, guys, I really like this. I really do. I like the fact that this holds on and keeps in place, and it doesn't slide down. You don't have to put it over behind some bolts in here. And of course, Matt provides a 5/8" mini flat strap to use in the sail cleat. He also, you can order this with a pull strap with a buckle on it. One stickers aren't going to really enjoy that or like that, probably won't order that. But this is a really cool thing. I really like the concept of this Monarch platform. And you'll see that it's becoming more prevalent in the industry. Obviously, we've been using all this past year, we've been using DanO's Ultimate One Stick. Had a little bit to do with helping make this popular, and there's always, right now, there's a little bit of angst when you order this. People want to know, do you order the flat top? Do you order an angled scout? Well, Matt with his new Shakar one stick kind of gives you the best of both options here. So I know this platform will be available to retrofit other systems and 1-inch sticks like this. I believe it's going to be for sale through DanO's site, doublesteps.com. But today we're going to focus on the Shakar one stick, and obviously we're going to compare it because this is the industry standard. So we're going to compare it. You'll see right off the bat, it's a little bit longer in length. We'll discuss that. We'll talk about weights. We'll talk about step-to-step distances. We'll talk about everything that can be discussed with that. So stick around. I think you'll like it. If you're interested in one sticking, this is a really good option, and we're going to break it down and show you the details here in a second. Well, hey guys, we're back in the home archery shop. A lot of you guys are becoming familiar with that now. Some people are calling it the good, bad, and the ugly room. So you guys know I don't hold back in my reviews, and I'm not sponsored by anybody. I love showing you what my findings are. So because a lot of times I don't think I'm anything out of the ordinary. I think whatever I find that I really like, you're going to really like. Things that I don't like, you're probably not going to like. So let's get to it with the Shakar one stick. First of all, first impressions. I talked about them out there on the deck. I really am impressed with this little stick. It's just it's very solid. Very solid offering. Now, I've yet to put it on a tree. We're going to do that here in a little bit. I'm kind of switching this video up because I wanted to get some thoughts out first and talk about it, and then we'll go play with it on a tree. But I'm really liking this. You guys know that if you recall my 7 saddles platforms reviewed in one video, right? Did a long time ago. I was a huge fan of Matt's Scout, especially the one that ratcheted with an over-center buckle on the tree. That thing did not move. I liked the angle of it. It was very comfortable to stand on. Actually, I still have it. So, in gathering all those saddle platforms, some of them I kept. Some of them I shipped on down the road, right? Lone Wolf, Cooner's Ambush. The day after I finished that video, gone. A couple other ones were the same way. I kept that little Scout platform, really liked that, still have it sitting right down there. And this is made very much on that same platform, same dimensions, if you will. Let's talk about the width. So you've got roughly here, you're about 10 inches from side to side, 10 inches. Again, I'm going to do a lot of comparison and contrasting this with DanO's Ultimate Stick because it's the standard right now, right? It is the standard right now. It's what everybody that's serious is using. So 10 inches back and forth. Now that makes a lot of sense because Matt makes the Scout platform for the DanO Ultimate One Stick. If you didn't know that, okay. So 10 inches wide on the Ultimate One Stick, 10 inches wide on this. The difference is you've got this flat part, which is really nice. Now, I'm predominantly a leaner as a hunter. Now, I one stick up and down I one stick up and I rappel down, right? But I'm a one sticker. That's what I like to do. It's my preferred methodology, right? I can walk in with 4 pounds. You've seen the one sticking videos where I talk about that. But once I get to hunting height, I'm predominantly a leaner. And so why do I continue to one stick with this platform that's straight? Because there's a lot of benefits of being able to stand up while you're going up the tree on a straight platform. I haven't went away from it. That's what I ordered to start with, and I've liked it a lot, and it's what I use. Now, I've kind of become more of a sitter because of this straight platform. The cool thing is what Matt has done with this Monarch platform here is he's giving you the best of both worlds. You've got a straight part to stand on as you're climbing a tree, or if you're in the tree hunting and you just want to stand up, you've got a great platform here. You're not sitting on a rim like if you're leaning or if you're leaning on that, you're out on this edge, right? You can stand up with this. Now we're going to see that part is pretty close to the tree, so your toes are going to be what's on here unless you straddle the tree like I showed in that tethered one stick review, right? But you do have a flat part to stand on, and then you've got a angled part to lean on. So we'll play a little bit with that, show you what my feet look like on this platform here in just a few minutes. So that's really cool. How big is the total area here? You've got 3 inches from the edge up against the tree to where it makes the turn and starts going down. So 3 inches there, and then another 3, little over 3 1/4 from the turn down. Again, 10 inches wide, so 3 and 3 1/4. It's a really nice looking platform, to be honest with you. I'm excited about trying it and hunting with it, to be honest with you. So what is this? This is new, something that a lot of you guys haven't seen. I know word has been getting out for the last few weeks or so. Matt did a live demo, a live feed not too long ago, this sail cleat. He was excited about it when he first found it. Actually texted me and was getting some thoughts on it and was sharing his excitement in it. He said that it's rated to a 1,500 pound pull, 1,500 pound pull. He actually tested it to 600 pounds with no slippage with a 5/8 inch mini flat strap. So, and again, here's what I kind of like about it. Now he says, actually on his website, you can reverse these if you want to put this top hat, if you will, the Versa button like thing. You can reverse this and put it on this side if you're going with some kind of a buckle pull buckle or something like that, which he offers as an option. I like the fact that it holds the strap right there. Now I will tell you, this is the problem I ran into when I was utilizing Shakar's last summer or so before I switched to the EWO sticks, is that this flat strap comes off really easily. In fact, carrying it from outside the deck to in here into my archery room, I got here and this is the way it was, and I was like, where did my flat strap go? And it had fallen off in the way. Like I said, I think this is going to be really cool. Here's what I'm going to do though. Good, bad, and ugly, right? So this comes off super easy, but I love the top hat. I love the fact that it holds it up there and it doesn't slip down. I'm just going to take some thread, personally, and just make literally 5 or 6 little jogs here with needle and thread, and attach this really tight so it can't come off. It'll be a super simple fix. It'll be a 4 or 5 minute fix, and then this little flat strap thing can't come off that top hat, if you will. It's the same thing if you watch my my how to mod out the Novix Trophy Line mini sticks, right? And I talk about putting an Amstel rope mod, and I do it differently than a lot of guys. I actually cinch it up really super tight before I splice and bury that bury in there, and so my rope mods cannot come off the Versa buttons. If you want to know what I'm talking about, it's in the Novix, how to mod the Novix mini line video. But that's one thought right there. Is I'm just going to do that little tweak, and then I'm excited to get it on the tree and see how this works. I played with it here, I got these yesterday. I played with it a little bit, and it's hard to play with it and figure out how it's going to work, not having it on a tree and not having tension when you're just trying to do it here without any tension. I think it's going to work really, really well though, and so we'll see how that works. Now, obviously another difference too. he supplies the 5/8 inch mini flat strap. This sail cleat, this particular one, we looked it up, is I think it's rated from a 2 to 5. I may have to go back and double check that, and if I need to correct myself, I'll do that when we get out there on the tree. But 2 to 5 millimeter rope, I believe. It's not really rated for like a 7/64 SAM steel or even a 3/8. They do make different size of these cleats, so a buddy and I are actually already playing with those to see what we can do to possibly get like a 7/64 full-bury Amseal rope. Because my only concern right now, and again, I haven't had this on a tree yet, my concern is throwing this around a tree. I think it'll work okay. If I have some challenges, here's my plan. I will just double this end over and find a shrink wrap tube that will fit there and put some shrink wrapping on it, and that will give it some heft, it will give it some weight, and allow me to throw it on around the tree fine. But I think it's going to work fine. We'll test it out on a tree here in just a second, okay? And then Matt makes available a two-step aider, or I think he's a two-step aider between 18 and 20 inches is what he said he offered when we were talking about it. I ended up going with a 20. I'll be honest with you, I wish I'd went with the 18 because I did not have a chance. I was preoccupied. I didn't have a chance to watch his live feed on this, and I think he mentioned it on that live feed, and I've talked with him about it since. He's going to update the website to say, if you'll notice how much wider this two-step aider is than the attachment points on the DanO stick, right? These are, let's just go ahead and give you an exact figure. From center to center of the webbing is approximately 6 inches. Okay, that's the webbing aider. From center to center of Matt's is 8. So 2 more inches of width here in the aider. What that's going to allow the boot to do when you put here, it's going to have a couple inches of sag because of the width of that. My boot in the DanO aider doesn't sag because it comes up the width of the aider. My boot fills pretty much the whole width of the aider, so there's no room for it to sag. There's going to be, if you watch my finger here, there's going to be room to sag. Now that's an exaggeration because I'm one finger, but the concept holds true. Putting my boot here, it's going to sag. And Matt told me that he mentioned on that live feed that he encourages people to allow for 2 inches of sag when ordering these aiders. Not a bad thing if you know up front, right? So I'm just giving you the information so that you can place your order accordingly. So I may end up having to modify these aiders. No big deal. I'm super stoked to have this stick, to be honest with you. So couple things that you know, just to think about here. I'm going to make sure that this has enough heft on it to go around the tree. If it doesn't, I'm going to add some shrink tubing. I'm playing with different kind of sail cleats, and Matt says he can do a left sail cleat or a right sail cleat to make sure that again that I would like to have a bury. This I really like Luke Doddle's full bury. I think it's 3/8 inch full bury Amseal on that. It's a 7 foot long Amseal rope with a stopper knot. Matt's 5/8 inch mini flat strap is 7/8 inches. So that's some of my initial thoughts, right? Step to step distance on the brand new Shakar 1. Top of the platform to the step here is 15 inches. Okay, so 15 inches from there to there. Top of the platform on DanO's Ultimate 1 stick, from top of the platform to the step is 10 inches. So you get 5 more inches. And I'll be honest with you, as soon as I got over the first initial, like, gosh, this thing is freaking awesome. And I'm still really close to that thought right now, right? Gosh, this thing is really awesome. Then I got to look at it, I'm like, man, it's long. It's really long compared to what because I mean, you got to realize I hunt a lot. And, you know, you get used to carrying a single piece of equipment in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out all the time. And you notice little differences really, they become, minor differences become acute. And so, I was looking at it, I'm like, man, that's long. And so I went and picked up my Ultimate 1 stick, and I'm like, well, no wonder it's long. It's 5 inches longer. So now here's the surprising thing. Having said that, this weighs less than the Ultimate 1 stick. You would never guess it, right? Because it's 5 inches longer. So here's what I'm kind of thinking about. I've been bouncing this idea back and forth with Matt. He actually sells a mini Shakar. It's 12 inches. Okay, I'm thinking about building this stick using a mini Shakar, and it's going to be right there looking just about, it's going to look just like this. It's going to be more like what I'm used to. And because Gabe, you guys all know Gabe, he helps me out with my reviews. We hunt together all the time. Not that my oldest son doesn't hunt, but he's dual enrollment college classes. He's got girlfriends. Life takes you away. But he hunts a lot too, and killed 2 really nice bucks this past year. But Gabe came down and he goes, "Wow, that's long." First thoughts. So again, the good, the bad, and the ugly room, right? But I think it's going to be freaking awesome still, because it weighs just almost the same as this. So let's put it on a scale and show you how much this thing weighs. Okay, let's make sure that we turn this on and off and have it zeroed out. Okay, perfectly zeroed. I'll look at it again and make sure it's still zeroed. Okay guys, it is settled on 2.84, and I'm not sure if I can get that in the video and get it to focus on it, but 2.84 for the brand new Shakar 1 stick. So we're going to zero it out again. Now again, the only thing I've added to this stick is this paracord wrapping to keep noise if my boot slips off the edge of this while I'm standing. Okay, that's the only difference in what I've added from factory. I'm zeroed out here. Okay, 2.80. So I got a little bit different weights than the first time I weighed it last night when I got it in. So, but 0.04 of a pound difference. Okay. So again, I like to show you the real world. That's how it came out. So 2.84 for this, 2.80 for this. So 0.04 of a pound difference between these two, yet you have 5 more inches of stepping space. Some people are, I forgot to turn the video camera back down. Some people are really going to love the extra space, and you'll love it like this. 5 more inches of space to step. And some people are going to want less bulk. I know, like my buddy Scott Hesterly, the reason he actually has a 10-inch stick, and so this is a 12-inch. He has a 10-inch stick, and someone asked him, goes, "Oh, why is it 10?" They were thinking about all these grand reasons why he would use 10. Is it the weight to strength ratio? Is it some kind of really special formula and calculations? And he'll go, "Nah, 10-inch packs in my saddlebag on my e-bike." Okay, so there will be people that want less of a bulky one. For that, I suggest you order the Shakar 12-inch mini stick with the Monarch top on it, and you can build it just like this. Okay, so anyway, that's all my thoughts here in the archery room. I think I've covered the good, the bad, the ugly, everything that I've encountered so far. Things I'm going to do to fix it. I'm going to sew up that little bitty loop and make it where it can't slip off that top hat. And I may end up putting some shrink wrap on the end of that 5/8" mini flat strap, so I can throw it around and give it some heft to throw around the tree. Okay guys, we've got both sticks here up on the tree, and again, because we're going to compare a little bit and give you some idea of how it stacks up with the industry standards so far, let me go ahead and show you. This is the room you've got on a Ultimate 1 stick. It's 7 5/8. 7 5/8, and that's straight out in your, and that's predominantly because the scout is on the opposite side of the stick versus the tree. Now the way that Matt designed this Monarch one, it's got this flat part, but it's on the inside, which is okay to stand on as you're going up, and we'll show you that. I've already made several climbs with this. Then you've got the slanted part out here, but the distance from the tree, you're looking at 6 inches if I fold that straight down. So 7 5/8 versus 6 inches. So you almost get 2 more inches away from the tree on this. So just, neither good nor bad, just something I just wanted to show that to you. Again, showing you differences of these 2 sticks. Now, there's been a lot of questions already. I've seen, let me go ahead and remove this one. There's been a lot of questions already on how does this cleat work, this sail cleat. Okay. So once you throw it around the tree, and again, this is something it's going to, with this mini flat strap, it's honestly going to work better to grab it, and it's going to work better on trees that you can reach around and then just pull it tight on. Okay, I've already tried to throw it around a really big tree, and it was super hard. But then all you do is you're going to pull this down, into it, and it locks in just like that. Get this little bit of poison ivy off the tree. So again, it's going to go in top, pull in, and then set. And then what I do is I always grab this and pull and seat it like that. But you can see it's pretty solid. And now this is our practice tree that Gabe learned how to one stick on. So it's kind of getting the bark chewed up a little bit. But it does, I probably should have seated it better. And if I stood on it, it would be better. And we'll show you an actual climb here in just a second. But it's pretty solid right now. But that's how the cleat works. Is it goes in and there's grooves in here. And once you take the pressure off of it, it'll pull right back out. Okay. But you can see these grooves are what, and it's actually a V. It gets narrower as it goes in there. So it's a wide opening, and then it goes into a narrow opener, and those V's are what grabs it. Now, here's a good example. Here's what I talked about in the archery room about I'm going to take this and sew this flat strap on, because see, it just came off just as we're talking right there. So this is something that I'm going to take and tack down right there, because you saw how easy it was to come off. So again, reach around, come over the top, come through, pull tight, then pull out on your stick and set it. And again, a lot of us like to leave it over that way so that you can grab that when you're reaching down to make a move. You'll notice that I have put a night-eyes gear tie. This is it's either a 12 or a 15-inch night-eyes gear tie that I had in my archery room. That way I can reach up, grab it as a handle, and pull up to take the pressure off this strap. Because right now, there's a lot of pressure on that strap. Okay, it's hard to pull out of this cleat right now until I remove the pressure, and it comes out really easy. Okay, so let's make a climb with it here real quick and show you how it does, reaching down and making a move with it. Okay, guys, we're going to make a climb here with it. And again, I don't want to belabor a point, but that came off and I was not meaning for it to come off. So that's definitely something to address with a flat mini strap for sure. No question about it. But again, go over the top here, through this little cleat, pull it down, and then we're going to set it really well. And then, again, if you're concerned about safety, go ahead and put your lineman belt on right off the top. This is just a little practice climb to show you guys how it performs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's show you how this thing handles side pressure. I'll go ahead and pull this rope all the way out and tuck it away. We get this question a lot. People say, what do you do with your rope when you're hunting, right? Okay, you're watching exactly what I do with my rope when I'm hunting. I do the old elbow to wrist action, and I tuck it into my TX5 pouch here. That's exactly what I do with it. So now the rope's not in the way, anything. So I can tell you this is the second tree I've been on. And I don't know if it's the cleat, if it's the strap. It's nothing to worry about, but I can tell you this has more give to it. It wants to wobble more than and I'm thinking it's the cleat action. It definitely wants to move around more on the tree than my Ultimate One Stick does. Now, can I move all around? And now this tree is really a leaning tree, okay? But you can see it definitely wants to move way more than my Ultimate One Stick does. But I think it's got serious potential. I really like this leaning platform. Now, could you accomplish the same thing with an angled scout on an Ultimate One Stick? Yeah, you could. Now, the flat part, it's just tippy toes. I mean, you're only 3 inches out from the tree or something like that. But it's decent enough for this purpose, because you're standing out here on this. But it does have a little bit of give and take on the cam cleat. Let's go ahead and go on down and see how easy it comes out. Again, I've got a gear tie here for the pull-up strap part. Take the pressure off of it. Once, see, actually dug into, and gravity's going to win here. Actually dug into and nicked a little bit of that mini strap on that cleat trying to pull it out. I'm not sold on this cleat yet, to be honest with you. I know I've got a couple friends that we've been talking about playing with different designs. This one will not accept a 7/64 full bury am seal yet. I've got a buddy who's got several of these different style cam cleats on order, so that we can try to pair this up with a full bury am steel. I'm not sure with this flat strap and this design of cam cleat. Now I know why Matt did it. This Shakar being full aluminum, solid billet aluminum, the normal Harkin or Schaefer cam plate is going to stick way out, right? It's going to overlap a lot. This is a lot thinner design, but I'm not sold on it yet right now. Let's go ahead and make one more move and see if I can get gravity to come back to this side of the tree. If not, we'll just make a mini move here. Okay. Okay, we've got it set solid. I'm taking extra time to make sure it's set solid, right? And see, it still wanted to give with me even more when I stepped into this to the aider. I'll be honest with you, I don't experience that with my Ultimate One stick. And it's not the stick, it's the cleat. Not exactly sold on this cleat design yet. The stick has got potential. See, I set that hard and it's wanting to move on me. Now this is a softer barked tree. What we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to get my Ultimate One stick here real quick and just put it on this tree, see if I get this much movement out of it. Yeah, it's just, I'm thinking it's a byproduct of the cleat. It's just got less give to it than the other cam cleat does. So, and if guys, I know some guys are excited about that cleat because they don't have to worry about noise. Here's how I lift up. There's no noise. Anyway, guys, I think there's a ton of potential here. I really do. I think that this cleat has got. We need to work on that. I want to find something that a full bury am seal will work on, and not this mini strap. If you're going to use that mini strap, you're going to have to sew it down. Again, take into account this aider is going to sag more than the Ultimate One Step aider will, and you're going to need to add a handle to it. Well, hey guys, let's wrap this up and end it where we began, back in the archery room. Closing thoughts and opinions on the Shakar One Stick. I truly, like I said out there in the tree, I think it's got a ton of potential. It really does. Right now, if you asked me how I would classify it, I'd say it's a very good one-sticking stick. I think it's got the potential to be a great one-sticking stick. I think I would I would build this on the Shakar 12-inch mini platform. Just my personal preference. Now, that's my personal preference, and some of my friends who are very skilled at one sticking, right? We like shorter sticks because there's just less bulk there. You don't need you don't need a lot. In fact, there's guys that are just doing platforms only, right? Just basically hanging onto this and pull themselves up with an 8er. But if you want to be able to step up onto this and then have a bigger step, you know, that's just more personal preference. But that's what I would do, is I would put this on a 12-inch platform instead of a 15-inch platform. I am not sold yet on the cleat. Obviously, that came through out there. You know, there's guys that are experimenting even on the 1-inch tubes, and I think if you've got a 1-inch tube, there's no way. I think you're trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist, if you will. Matt's probably going to this because he's just got such a thinner, you know, tube. It's not a tube. He's got a thinner stock of billet stock aluminum to work with here, which is one thing that gets the weight down. You know, if you took this to a 12-inch stick, it's going to weigh a lot less than the Ultimate One stick, because right now it's right on par with it with the extra length. So yeah, I think, you know, you saw me talk about it move a little bit, and it did. You know, I'm not sugarcoating that. It did move. I don't know if it's the cleat allowing. I don't think it was slipping in the cleat, because it was hard to get this strap out of the cleat. I think this flat mini strap here might stretch a little bit when you put that much pressure on it. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. This nylon webbing may or may not stretch. I have a feeling it's the strap. So I'm going to play around with different cleat sizes, these sail cleats, and see if I can get a 7/64 or 1/8 inch or something like that, full bury am steel. I bet some of those issues will go away. But anyway, really good little stick. Just, I want to play with it more to get it to where I'm just ecstatic about it. And so we may come back with a follow-up video after I get some of those mods done and show you what we've been able to do with it, because I'm interested to see where I can take this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time on the next product around.